Peace, everybody. It's Moon Tahana. How y'all doing? So today is September 11th. I didn't even realize that it was September 11th because the days just fly by for me. But somebody at work just said to me that somebody sent her a meme saying, you know, I wish we could just all be together again like we were on September 12th. And I had to tell her, baby, people were not all together on September the 12th. Not in a kumbaya, hey, we're all Americans, let's take care of each other type of a way. Not by any means, because let me tell you, I'm from Newark, New Jersey. At the time, I lived in East Orange, New Jersey, which is the next town over. And I lived on the 4th floor. And so I had a view of the New York skyline, like the traditional New York skyline. And we also had a family restaurant right there on Main Street in East Orange. And when that happened, it was extremely frightening because the Muslim women were being attacked in the street. At the time, I was younger, so I covered up more. I have some leeway with that now. But Muslim women were being attacked in the street. I remember a woman over in Jersey City, one of our customers came in, a Muslim brother, and just very nonchalantly was like, yeah, you know, somebody kicked in her door over in Jersey City, which is like maybe 20-30 minutes from East Orange. And he's like, yeah, they, you know, stabbed and killed her and everything. And he went right into ordering his breakfast, and I was like devastated, like did you just say what I think you said and now you just going grub? Like, no pause, no nothing, no like, hey, we need to do something about this. It was like none of that. Sisters, like, women were coming out of their hijab because they were so afraid, because they were being beat up, they were being shot at. And this is happening in the black community. Understand that. It wasn't like some, you know, white redneck, you know, hillbilly types or something like that. No, these were black people, our people, right in the neighborhood where we were from. And like I said, we had a restaurant, and we were closed on Mondays. And so we allowed these two women, these sisters, one was Muslim and one was not. And just for clarity, because I said sisters, but we allowed them to use the restaurant to feed the community for free, like every Monday. And I remember that sister, somebody attacked her. It was just like crazy, crazy, crazy. Of course, they weren't attacking the men because they're cowards. You know, cowards gonna pick with children and women. The children in the school system, alhamdulillah, my children were homeschooled, but the children who were going to school with the public school system, they were being beat up, they were being bullied and everything. I remember we had the imam had to call a meeting at the masjid for everybody to say, like, okay, this is how we have to handle this. And, you know, like, explaining to people how to protect yourself if somebody roll up on you, you know, how to like connect with one another so that our children will have a safe house if somebody is trying to attack them when they're coming and going from school, stuff like that. We also had issues with the FBI running up into masjids and confiscating computers and all that kind of thing, like just busting up there on the musalla, or, you know, the prayer rug, shoes and all that. Like, we don't do that in a masjid, you know. So that was happening all over the country, and certainly in like Passaic County and different places that were local to me that had a high population of immigrant Muslims. They were rounding up like hundreds of men and locking them away with no cause, just because like their neighbors would call on them like, yo, I think he might be a terrorist and all this kind of thing. They were just rounding people up and keeping them for years, keeping them locked up. So, you know, there oftentimes in Muslim families, and definitely in immigrant Muslim families, the wives don't work. They're stay-at-home moms, and they're home managers. They take care of the children, they take care of the home and all that kind of thing. So they had no way of, for financial aid. It was just like crazy. And even when our restaurant, I was confined for a month to the house because I'm a rebel. I'm like, I ain't staying in the house. I ain't scared of them suckers. But I have my children. So, and I wasn't driving at the time. I would just walk to and from the restaurant. And so I was confined to the house for a month because it was just so crazy, man. It was like crazy. And we ended up having to close the restaurant because so much of our customers fell off, which I'm gonna say again, is crazy because I'm talking about black folk. And I got the impression because you see like thugs and everybody rocking American flag bandanas and stuff like that, and I really got the impression back then that it was like a them against us type thing. Like, yeah, we black, but you Muslim type of thing. And I think too, it gave those people a sense of belonging, like, oh, America finally see us. You know what I mean? Like, we're not with them, we're with you. You know what I mean? It was just nuts. I'm gonna tell you, it was nuts. It was nuts. And I can remember because we were just beginning, my son Two Clouds, we were just beginning the new school year, because again, I homeschooled, and I used to watch Martha Stewart religiously before I go into the restaurant at around 10 o'clock or something like that. And so I was watching, it's so funny because the lesson we were going over that week was on Philistine, and so, or Palestine. And like from a historical perspective, not even with like the wars and stuff like that, just from like a historical perspective. And so I'm watching Martha, and then my TV starts like frizzing like crazy, and I'm like, what's going on? Bop, bop, bop. Back in the day, you just bop the TV. And it's not working. Then it's like real crazy frizzy, and then the news comes on with like a breaking story or whatever, and it was the first plane that hit, and nobody knew what was going on at that point. And let me say, the day before, there was a big story on because there was a man scaling the Statue of Liberty, and like the police planes and stuff had come over to make him get off and all that kind of thing. So then the next day, this is going on, and I don't know if that has any sort of, anything to do with the story, but it was just weird for me at the time. And so the first plane hits. Nobody knows what's going on. They have the news copter out, and they're like, we don't know what happened. It seems like a plane has hit, the Trade Center. They thought it was just like a regular accident or something, like a really weird accident, because you can see the World Trade Center is like huge. I've been there. I was there plenty of times, just, living in Newark, just coming over to the city. You jump on the PATH train, go over to WTC stop. And so nobody knew what happened. And I remember this because Two used to bring it up. Two Clouds used to bring it up sometimes. And I said to him, I hope they don't say it's the Muslims that did this. And sure enough, some time goes by, like some minutes or whatever, and then the second one hit, and then the whole history. If you've watched Michael Moore's Fahrenheit 9/11 or 9/11, whatever you say it, he shows all that sort of footage as things were going on. And then Bush, who had nobody really liked him. Like, a lot of people did come in the country. He was like, throw this fool out, he's a buffoon. He was really on some like Trump-ish, like intellectually, but not that bad, but very close. And so after, so you know, you see him reading to the kiddies, and then homeboy come and tell him, and he look kind of like, oh shit, what do I do? What do I do? Right? And so after 9/11, that's when homeboy started being cocky. Boy, he was cocky. He was talking about, you know, people were on like talk radio or calling the radio stations like, we need to nuke them and all this. This is like the first day. It was mad scary. Like, we need to nuke them and all this kind of thing. And then they were saying that it was the Palestinians because they were playing on loop. They were playing Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, saying that was the Palestinians, that they had they were the reason for this whole situation, and that's what they were, you know, celebrating. Turns out that was a recording from another situation that happened that wasn't even in Palestine. So, you know, with the propaganda, yo, it was just crazy. My point being, nah, it's not like America came together, because we are Americans and we were being attacked. We were being rounded up. We were being imprisoned. It's the same thing that has always happened in this land since colonizers came through. And you know, with Japanese, with Germans, with it's just all the time something happens where the masses, not everybody, the masses come together to belittle, degrade, beat up, kill, bully other members of that same society. So nah, I know people like to go with this whole, you know, fuzzy, warm, oh, we were so together back then, why can't we be like that again? Nah, we don't need no more of that. If we're going to come together, let's come together for real, not click up and, you know, everybody be like the mean girls and pick up everybody on that side of the table, because this is why we cannot move along as a society. We are constantly going down, 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 down. That's my 911 story. I'm sorry, that's my 9/11 story. Peace.